Oh, hi. So, Ben here again. This is going to be Chance's Windmill Hotel Living tip number 2. Before I get to that, just a quick update on what's going on with me. So, I am actually about to take my first R&R, which I can't believe it's actually been almost 12 weeks. Definitely not something I really want to do all the time. That's something I'm going to get to a little bit in this video and maybe something as another tip later about R&R. So, so I can't wait to take a break because it's definitely well deserved and much needed. Things have been going great though. Really enjoying the job. Really learning a lot. Um, uh, it's we have to deal with the weather a lot, and I mean just like right now, I actually got weathered out today because it was raining, so can't do nothing about that. So that kind of cuts into overtime and things like that, and you do have to worry about that. It's kind of a balancing act, but as far as my experience out here, it's been fantastic. I'm so happy that I did this. Anybody out there still on the fence, even if you're in school, I had those few months where I was kind of deep into the courses, at NWREI, and maybe it just was what was going on in the world. I'm not too sure, but it was hard to be focused all the time about what I wanted to do and where I was, and you know, if I even belonged. So just trust me, stay the course. It's completely worth it, no matter what company you end up going to. I mean, they're all kind of the same, in especially at the beginning, just remember that first choice of company that you get with does not have to be your entire career. This industry is actually pretty good about understanding jumping from business to business, based on the experience that you want to get or the experience that you bring to the table and how much money you want to get. This industry is really good about building your value and your profitability, and that's going to be crucial to your understanding of your focus and what you want. I chose blade repair as my jumping off point. I want to understand everything I can about the blades and everything about the repair aspects of the industry. There's not a lot of people that go into blade just because they don't really understand it, or they don't want to get fiberglass all over them, which, trust me, it does get a little itchy. If that's something that anybody's actually interested in, maybe I'll make a video on how to avoid certain things that do come along with fiberglass that I've just picked up this first outing of mine. So anyway, though, so things are going great. Stay the course. If you're on the fence about choosing to go to school, or trying to find your place in this industry, just do it. The money is great. The money is really, really good. But what I wanted to talk about, tip number 2, is don't be a fool with your money. So a lot of you, especially if you're young and this may be your first real job, a lot of you maybe not made this much money before. Now, how much money? Maybe I should say that first. On a regular, let's just go regular 40 hours. Most companies are going to guarantee you at least 40 hours a week, regardless if you get rained out, weathered out. That stuff happens in this industry. There's more reasons for us not to work because of safety than I thought of initially coming into this. So I was kind of surprised. Not to say that that it's a lazy job or anything like that, because trust me, when you have to work, because you have that brief period of time, that little window of opportunity, and you have to jump on it. So, but I mean, you're guaranteed 40 no matter what. But when you put in that full 40s, a lot of times you'll actually catch, you'll have your 40 knocked out by Thursday. So you'll go into Friday and Saturday with overtime on a good week if the weather allows, especially during for blade repair, because that's truly dependent on the weather. We have hard cutoffs of 10 meters a second with wind, if it rains and just things like that. But planes are flying by or something like that. There's lots of reasons for us not to risk our lives being up in the basket. But anyway, so this will be based on 40 hours. Most jobs fresh out of school are jumping into this career with some kind of military experience, things like that, they're probably going to offer you about anywhere from $20 an hour to about $23 an hour. So that's decent. That's a decent start off. Most companies have some kind of probationary period, like after 90 days, if you've kind of proven that you are, profitable, valuable, within them, are actually going to stick around. You actually like the job, and that's good for you too. So you're not signing up, you're not contracted to be a part of something. If you kind of get into it and figure out, man, this is not for me. So after that 90-day probationary period, a lot of companies like my own, you actually are pretty much guaranteed about a $1 raise, and so that's helpful. So just getting into this, you can expect, most companies do bi-weekly, so you can expect anywhere from about $1,500 to about $2,000 every paycheck. That's not bad starting off, but with overtime, it's a lot better. But that's not including your per diem. Your per diem does drop every single week. You might think that somebody's going to just show up with an envelope and give you your $100 to $150, which is what it's going to be. Pretty much every company offers something between $100 to about $150 a day, more or less with other companies. When you get into certain different tiers, who knows? But expect those kind of numbers. But nobody's going to just drop off, the $100 every day. They just they actually drop the full amount every week, probably on a Monday or Tuesday, depending on your bank and all that stuff. So $700 to $900 a week for your living arrangement. That's what you can expect. So you're getting, on a regular 40-hour week, you're getting your $1,500 to $2,000, and you're getting your $700 to $900 per diem. So money's not bad, and that's right out of the gate. That's right out of school. Right out, if you got some military experience or you're coming off the street, depending on what you're bringing to the table, some might pay you less. That's why I say go to school, guarantee that higher spot for the pay scale, and you'll definitely benefit from it. So money's good. Everybody's been asking me. That's what you can expect, and that's right out of the gate. There is a lot of potential for growth here, a lot. So I'm looking forward to where I'm at now becoming where I know it can be. And so I'm sticking with it. Oh, that per diem. So that's $700 to $900 a week. Man, that sounds like a lot of money, right? And that's just free money, untaxed, all that stuff. It's great. It comes separately. But it can go really quick if you have high standards for a hotel room. So don't. Just cut that out. You're on the road. Most of the time you're going to be with experienced crew members. And just do what the old guys say. They've been doing this for a long time. They know how quickly that money can go, and they want to save it. They want to hold on to that as much as they can. So find an adequate hotel. An adequate hotel. What that means on a weekly stay, and again, you're going to be at some of these rural locations. I mean, the hotel selection is not always going to be the greatest. I was lucky. This one isn't bad, but it's not the best. But it's comfortable at least. But I'm paying actually here about $350 a week. That's pretty damn good. Anywhere from $300 to $400 is what you can expect to have to dish out for a room. So just consider that. That's $400 out of that $700 to $900. That's already gone. So the rest of it is for food and entertainment or whatever, or just to save it, which I recommend that. But again, if you have higher standards on a hotel and you're staying at Best Western, weekly stay at a Best Western can run you anywhere from about $700 to $800. So that cuts into it pretty quick. So be smart with where you stay. Listen to your crew, the experienced people that have been doing this for a while on the road, and you'll feel the impact of that advice in your pocketbook. So with what's left of your per diem after living arrangement, let's talk about food. So you really want to change your perspective on what you actually require. First off, you don't want to go to McDonald's every morning to get breakfast. That's disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. Second, it's bad fuel for your body, and you need to be ready to rock and roll whenever you have the opportunity to work when you're out on the site. And if you're over there going, ugh, indigestion, or ugh, diarrhea, whatever, all those kind of things, because you actually were dumb enough to munch down fast food breakfast. Just stay away from that junk, okay? It's a waste of money, $5 to $10 every morning. You might go somewhere for lunch with your crew. That's another $5 to $10. On the way home from work, they'll stop by a gas station sometimes. You might want to get a snack, bag of chips and a Coke or something. That's another, $5 to $10. It's a very expensive bag of chips and Coke, but you get the point. And then later on that night, you're sitting in your hotel room all bored, twiddling your thumbs. And you're like, man, I'm hungry for some pizza. So a pizza, especially in places in small towns, which is where you're going to be staying, so you need to keep that in mind. Delivery is going to cost you $15 to $25 for a small pizza, maybe some chicken wings or whatever, whatever it is that you want. It's just not worth it. That's all one meal. And how much money, if you do all that math, how much money are you spending every single day on food, on just snacks, not even fulfilling meals? That's going to dip into your per diem as well. So junk food's got to go. So you want to go to the grocery store. You want to designate about 40 to 60, give or take, from those numbers. Get hotel stuff that you can eat at the hotel. So you can heat up in a microwave. Maybe, again, you can find healthy options. Not every, microwavable dinner is going to be the healthiest thing. I know. I was trash talking McDonald's and all that. Still better though. But find things that you can make. There's ways to do it. You can mix stuff up in a bowl that's nutritious, and just a lot less expensive than those small incremental payments that you're sending out. Those expenses that you're making every single day on these crappy meals. So find stuff that you can have in your hotel. Fruit is a very good one. I went out and got a little blender. I make myself smoothies here and there when I feel inclined, and that's awesome. I take with me for my breakfast a couple of those cutie oranges, which are awesome. Every single morning, that's great. Usually, maybe like a protein bar for lunch while we're out in the field. Sometimes we don't go anywhere. Honestly, this crew, we don't go anywhere for breakfast or for lunch rather, and so you have to have it in the truck. And you don't want to be full because we're also really far away from a bathroom, so you don't want to overstuff yourself, or else you're going to be taking that infamous trailer shit. Anyway, and then when you get back to the hotel later on that night, you're tired. You want to be able to have something available to make. So just go to the grocery store, save that money. Even if it's not healthy, it's not going to be expensive, and it's not going to dip into your per diem. Something to consider for sure. You don't want to waste your money on outings, going out and eating all the time. It will go very quick, and you will wonder where your per diem went. So consider it. So along with buying food that you don't need, definitely don't go out and buy a bunch of junk either, a bunch of toys. You have to travel with everything that you have in your hotel room. You have to be prepared to leave, sometimes on just a night's notice, which is not a lot of time if you have 500 pounds of shit that you're carrying around. So what you want to do is learn to travel light. And part of that is by not going out and spending a bunch of money on a bunch of new toys and gadgets and things. You're gonna have surprise expenses. I actually had to buy a $50 portable air purifier because my AC in one of my rooms was blowing bad air, and I woke up and chest pains and all this stuff, and so I decided, well, I'm going to fix that situation real quick, and I went and threw down the money. But now I also have to travel with this thing, so I've got to figure that out. I went out and I bought a scale. You're going to want one of these for your luggage. Most airports, they require you to keep your luggage under about 50 pounds. I've got a few bags. My My company actually does reimburse me up to $80, but anything over that, if I'm over 50 pounds on one of my bags, I got to pay that, and I don't get reimbursed for that. So, learn to travel light, save your money. You don't need a bunch of crap anyway. I mean, you really don't. You're not out here to make your hotel um, feel like home. Enjoy that whenever you go home. So this next tip, this is a big one, and I'll probably actually make a full video on it as another tip later on, or maybe just a rant about it. I don't know, but this is an important issue that I have actually found myself in because I'm 12 weeks out. I was trying to be all gung ho and learn everything I could, just absorb it all, make as much money as I could. But R&R, take it. You're going to be given a schedule or an opportunity. Every 6 weeks, you're allowed to take 1 week off of R&R. Some companies do 6 on, 1 week off, 8 weeks, 2 weeks off, 12 weeks, 3 weeks off. Some companies do, no matter how long you're out, you only get 1 week off for R&R. That's actually how my company works, which is fine. Because something to consider here is that you're not getting paid for that week. That is a full week of you not getting paid for work. No per diem, no pay. Now, if you schedule it right, which I think I actually accidentally did this time, I scheduled my R&R on a time where I'm actually going to get paid on the Friday for the previous work that I did for the previous week. So I'm not getting paid for that week, and it will eventually kind of create a little bit of a void in my income, but I'll still have that paycheck. So I scheduled that right accidentally. If you don't, it all adds up the same. It's still the same amount of money, and I don't plan on going home and spending a bunch of money on a bunch of crap. I plan on going home and just relaxing. I definitely need it for my mind, for my health. Whew, man, I thought I was gonna go impress everybody and all this stuff, and it's just better. I can feel it. I need to go home. I need to see my kids. I need to not have to worry about everything that's associated with your everyday here on the job site. So take your R&R, take your breaks, refresh your batteries, or recharge your batteries, whatever. See, it's definitely important. So keep that in mind. The pay, or the gap in your pay is you'll get used to it. Just like with anything else, you'll figure it out. And honestly, as I've already kind of said, the money that we're making, even at the base level, entry level, 40-hour basic, that's still pretty dang good. And if you're blowing it all while you're out in the field, then that week off is really going to hurt a lot more than it should. I think that I've done fairly well with keeping my finances under control, so that week's not really going to hurt me much. So just something to consider. Don't go out and blow your money. Don't be a fool with your money. Don't go buy a bunch of junk. So you can enjoy the time that you have off. So you're not having to push to 12 weeks out, 14 weeks out, just so you can make up for whatever crap you're paying for while you're actually out in the field, supposed to be just full profit. So consider that. So that was just a few tips, things I could come up with that I have found along the way that I feel could help anybody getting into this freshly, right out of school. Maybe you're not prepared, but this is definitely a lifestyle, and you're gonna run into unexpected expenses, and your money's gonna burn a hole in your pocket if you let it. If you're just sitting around the hotel room and just thinking, man, I just want to go out and have some fun. But just stay focused, stay determined. The money will come. And the more you allow yourself to save your money while you're out in the field, let your per diem stack up. Try not to dip into your paychecks. You really don't need to. Just stay focused, stay determined, and that money will be there whenever you're ready to take a break. That money will be there as you stay focused and show your determination to the company that you're with, they will notice your value. And that's what it's all about out here, is building your value, showing your determination to be a part of the team, to really put in all the effort that you can. That will pay off. And like I said, don't be a fool with your money, because you pay for that in the end. No pun intended. So stay focused, stay determined, stay good. Trust me, it is worth it. It's a lot of fun out here, and saving that money, that's a win in my book. So thank you guys. Y'all have a good one.